Hello, welcome to High Ground Gaming. This is Eric. My co-host, Mr. Brody, is here for another game from the 1978 Boston Red Sox season. This is going to be game number 110 against the starting a new series at Fenway Park, returning home after a series in which they beat Milwaukee 2-1. So they picked up a game in the standings there, which was good. And they're starting a 3-game series with the Cleveland Indians at Fenway Park. And it's going to be Dave Freisleben against Mike Torrez of the Red Sox. So without further ado, let's get this game underway.
Welcome to the stadium for today's ball game.
Alrighty, play ball. Alright, so Mike Torrez on the hill for the Red Sox. He'll be going up against the Cleveland Indians lineup, which is as follows. Jim Norris, the right fielder, will bat first. Rick Manning is in center field, batting second. Batting third, the left fielder, Johnny Grubb. Batting cleanup, Andre Thornton, the first baseman. Bernie Carbo, the ex-Red Sox. He was with the Red Sox at the beginning of the season, but the Red Sox traded him away. And he'll be batting fifth and DHing. Batting sixth behind the plate, Gary Alexander. Buddy Bell, the third baseman, bats seventh. Dwayne Kuiper, the second baseman, eighth. And Tom Verizor, the shortstop, number 9. And we are battling a cold still. We're feeling a lot better today, but we took a couple of days off. Maybe it was only one day, possibly 2. I can't remember. About 2 days off. It might have been only the one day, because our voice was absolutely horrible, so we decided to take a day off and let it heal up a little bit there. Still got some sniffles, but not doing too bad. So anyway, for the Red Sox, behind Torrez, it's Yastrzemski in left, Lynn in center, and Evans in right. Definitely their best outfield defense by far, and probably one of the best outfield defenses in the major leagues in 1978. With Evans having the best arm in right, and Lynn and Yastrzemski having both above average arms in center and left. All very good. Do not commit many errors at all. Yastrzemski being the most sure-handed of the 3. In the infield, it's Hobson, Burleson, Remy, and Scott. Hobson, a liability at third base with a below average range of 4 and a very high error rating. Burleson, the best infielder with the best range, and Remy and Scott on the right side with above average range. And they will commit a few errors, but not a lot. Behind the plate is Carlton Fisk with excellent range, above average arm, and very low error rating. Not having as great a year defensively as his numbers would indicate, but still got quite a few games left to go, so that could improve over time. And on the mound, Torrez with an average range, horrible at holding runners on with a +7, so runners will try to steal today most likely. And that's been part of it too, is a lot of the pitchers that Fisk has had, like Torrez especially, have been horrible at keep holding runners on. And there are a few others too in the Red Sox on the Red Sox staff that aren't so good at holding runners on. Anyway, so Jim Norris will lead it off. So let's look at Torres' stats first. Torres is having an excellent season, 12-4 record with a 3.10 earned run average, 166 innings pitched, 160 hits allowed. So he's doing better as far as allowing less hits than innings pitched, whereas in the season he allowed more hits than innings pitched, as you can see. 57 walks and 63 strikeouts, and has surrendered 14 homers. So Jim Norris steps to the plate. He comes in hitting .308 on the season with 12 runs batted in. So Hobson and Scott are playing in for Norris. Here's the windup in the pitch by Torrez. It's going to be off the 5 column. And strikeout 3 swinging. So good start for Torres and the Red Sox with a strikeout. That'll bring up Rick Manning, the center fielder. He comes in hitting .251 on the season with 2 homers and 29 runs batted in. So going to be off the 1 column. And high pop in foul territory. Fisk calls for it and makes the catch for out number 2, right up against the stands. So 2 up and 2 down in the Cleveland first. That'll bring up Johnny Grubb. Johnny Grubb comes in hitting .281 with 10 homers and 40 runs batted in. And he's going to get a good one to hit here. But he's going to ground it right to Burleson. Over to Scott for out number 3. Looks like Cleveland retired in order by Torres. So no runs, no hits, and no errors. So the score, Cleveland nothing and Boston coming to bat. So on the mind, Dave Freisleben. Freisleben. Looks like Freisleben. We'll go with that. On the mound for the Cleveland Indians. Comes in with an 0-3 record on the season with a 10.62 earned run average. 1-4 in the actual season with a 7.16 average. 20 innings pitched, 36 hits allowed. 20 walks and only 5 strikeouts. And it's surrendered 2 homers. So not having a very good season at all. So for the Red Sox, the lineup is as follows. Rick Burleson, the shortstop, bats first, followed by Jerry Remy, the second baseman. Jim Rice is the DH today, batting third. Definitely, this is the best Red Sox defensive lineup. And defensive lineup that they have with Rice at DH. That's definitely their best lineup, in my opinion. Batting cleanup is the left fielder, Kyle Yastrzemski. Batting fifth behind the plate, Carlton Fisk. Freddie Lynn, the center fielder, bats sixth. Dwight Evans is the right fielder, batting seventh. George Scott, the first baseman, will hit eighth. And third baseman, Butch Hobson, bats ninth. So the the defense behind Freisleben, I already forgot how I was going to pronounce it, is Grubb in left, Manning in center, Norris in right. Manning has the best range, excellent range in center, and also the best arm, above average arm, and very short-handed with only an E2 rating. Grubb in left is above average with an average arm, and will commit a few errors, but not a heck of a lot in right and left. And Jim Norris in right has average range with a below average arm, and very short-handed himself. Behind the plate is Gary Alexander, more of an offensive catcher, not very good defensively, below average range, below average arm, but does not commit a lot of errors. And Freisleben, average range, average at holding runners on, but does not commit any errors at all. So very short-handed on the mound there. Fields his position well when he gets to it. So alright, so Rick Burleson comes up hitting .281 on the season with a homer and 35 runs batted in. Freisleben looks into the sign from Alexander. Here's the windup in the pitch. Oh, actually, we've got the infield here, sorry. Bell, Verizza, Kuiper, and Thornton in the infield. All average, above average range, except for Verizza, who's average at shortstop. Verizza the most error-prone at shortstop. And Andre Thornton the most short-handed at first base. Alright. So here's the windup in the pitch to Burleson. And that's going to be a fly ball to left. Grubb, range check on Grubb. 1 through 3 will be a hit. And he's going to get in front of it. And he will make the catch for out number 1. So Burleson is retired. So it'll be Jerry Remy. He comes in hitting .303 on the season with 2 homers and 35 runs batted in. Bell and Thornton are playing in on for Remy. And he's going to bunt. Alexander fields it and fires to first, and he's safe. So Jerry Remy's on with a bunt base hit. So a good bunt there by the Rem Dog. So 1 on and 1 out for Jim Rice. And I think we're going to try to steal as Alexander's a +2 arm. We're going to try to steal on him, see if we can get a jump. Get in a scoring position. So 1 to 17 safe chance. See if we can get a jump here. He's unable to take a big lead, so he'll stay close. 1 to 11. That's still, we're not going to attempt it this early in the game. I want to take the bat out of Rice's hands. Possibility of a 2-run homer here. And it's going to be a 5 column. And it's going to be a range check on Thornton. 1 to 4 will be a hit. And he'll get in front of it. See what he does with it. Over to second one, back to first, and not in time. So Rice hits into the fielder's choice. They get the lead runner, unfortunately for the Red Sox. So 2 down and runner on first for you, Captain Kyle Yastrzemski. He comes in hitting .280 with 11 homers and 53 runs batted in. And it's going to be off the 6th column. And that's going to be a range check on Kuiper. A lot of range checks early on. Kuiper above average range. Only a 1 and 2 will be a hit. Gets in front of it. And he'll make the play over to first. And the Red Sox are down in the first. So after 1 full, no score. Andre Thornton will lead it off in the Cleveland second. Struggling on the season, hitting only .222, but does have 19 homers and 57 runs batted in. Hitting 40 points below his season average. Approximately a little over two-thirds of the way through the season. And it's going to be off the 3 column. And that's going to be, draws a walk. Torrez is not happy with the call. So to bring up Bernie Carbo. And the Red Sox traded him away. But the 1977 Red Sox, managed by Mr. Brody and Out of the Park Baseball, that's another series we get going on, so check that, Out of the Park 18. Red Sox were trying to keep Carbo, see what we can do there to try to keep him as a backup outfielder. So that way he doesn't get traded away in 1978. So Carbo, the DH today, comes in hitting .306 with 5 homers and 32 runs batted in. So he's having a good season so far. And it's going to be off the 5 column. And that's going to be a fly ball to right. Evans is there and is at the knees. Well, Evans is there and makes the catch. Slides under it. One-handed catch. So 1 down in the Cleveland second as Thornton goes back to first. Gary Alexander up now. He's having a fine offensive season, hitting .270 with 4 homers and 22 runs batted in. He actually only hit .225 on the actual season, so he's hitting 45 points above his average. Good power numbers. Good, but looks like a little bit above average. A little bit above his pace for RBIs. So he should be able to reach that, only 10 away from his RBI total of 84. And 5 away from his home run total of 27. So he's lined up in the pitches off the 6th column. And that's going to be a fly ball to center. Lynn should handle this one. And yep, he does. Thank goodness he's a 1 range, or else that would have fallen in for a hit. But he's able to get to it, where a lot of outfielders wouldn't have. And then makes the catch for out number 2. As Thornton retreats back to the bag. So that'll bring up Buddy Bell. Comes in hitting .315 with 4 homers and 52 runs batted in. And it's going to be off the 2 column. And he's going to draw a walk. So the second walk given up by Torrez will put Thornton to move up in the scoring position. That'll bring up Dwayne Kuiper hitting .271 on the season with 30 runs batted in. And that's going to be off the 6 column. And that'll be a fly ball to center, and Lynn should handle this for out number 3. Oh, he's going to commit an error. A rare error by Lynn, but he commits one here. Not a good time here. And he drops the ball. Thankfully, Thornton only is able to advance only 1 bag. Not sure why, as there were 2 down. You'd think he would be running on the pitch, but apparently the ball was too shallow there to chance it. So bases loaded now for the number 9 hitter, Verizon. Verizon comes in hitting 2-4. I know, that was a bad play, huh, Mr. Brody? Mr. Brody is not too happy with the play by Lynn there. Yeah, he's just stating how he should have caught that one, right? Yes, I know. Mr. Brody's got a lot to say about that. Yep. Alright, so Verizon up now. Comes in hitting .247 with 26 runs batted in. So Torrez has got to bear down now and keep this a scoreless game. Oh, he's going to get a pitch to it here. Let's see what he does with it. And that's going to be a single to right. So the error by Lynn has proved costly, as Thornton comes in from second and Bell scores from third. So the Indians get 2 runs after the extra out afforded by Lynn. Still not done yet, as the run is on the corners for Norris, who struck out his first time up. And it's going to be a ground ball by Burleson. To Burleson. This should do it. Gets in front of it. And he hangs on onto it for out. Throws over to Scott for out number 3. So the error by Freddie Lynn proves costly as 2 runs come in, both of them unearned. But runs nonetheless. So after 1.5, Freisleben has a 2-0 lead. The Red Sox will send Fisk, Lynn, and Evans up here in the Red Sox second. Fisk comes in hitting .310 with 14 homers and 59 runs batted in. And it's going to be off the 4 column. And Lynn's going to, Fisk is going to get a hold of one to the opposite field, and that one is way out of here. That's a good 10-12 rows up in the bleachers. And the Red Sox get one of the runs back. Freddie Lynn up now. He'd like to go back-to-back and make amends for his error there. And he's going to get an opportunity here. Can they go back-to-back? It's going to be off the 2 column. And he will not, but he does get a single to right. So Lynn on with a 1-out singles. With a no-out single. So Lynn representing the tying run on first. He does have a chance he could possibly steal. We're going to see possibly nobody out. Could have Evans bunt. I think Evans is a good bunter. He is an A bunter. We're going to try to steal first. Let's try to steal first. Let's not try to give up an out here. 1 to 15 chance. Nope, not able to get a good lead, so we're not going to try it. I think we're going to have Evans bunt here. So Evans comes in hitting .257 with 16 homers, 61 runs batted in. Oh, it's caught by Thornton. So a poor bunt by Evans. Lynn is able to get back. So 1 down now. It'll be up the boomer, George Scott. Yeah, it's the boomer. I know that was a bad bunt. Mr. Brody does not like that bunt. Mr. Brody says that he got his, yeah, I know, he got his bat under the bat. Under the ball. He should have gotten it over the ball. That's what Mr. Brody's saying. Mr. Brody says that he did not use good form there. I know, huh? Yeah, Mr. Brody's not very happy with Red Sox fundamentals. That's what Mr. Brody says. Anyway, George Scott comes up, hitting .231 with 8 homers and 30 runs batted in. And it's off the 5 column. And that's going to be popped up behind the plate. Alexander, let's see if he can get to it. Come on, wild pitch. Ooh, that might be a wild pitch there. I think that's a wild pitch. Yeah, wild pitch. And Lynn will move up anyway. So they can't get the bunt down, but Lynn moves up anyway on the error. A wild pitch, sorry. So Scott's going to get a good one to hit here. And that's going to be a base hit to the opposite field. Yost is going to wave the runner home. And, oh, man. Can't believe they got Red Sox being managed by the computer again. So I would assume with a 1 to 80% chance that they wouldn't throw it, they would stop the other runner from advancing. Alright. Anyway, let's go back and change that again. Usually it's set right, but occasionally Strat-o-matic will do that. They'll have, all of a sudden, they'll have Boston managed by the computer. Don't know why they do that, because we did choose to have Boston managed by the computer. So, I don't know if that's a little glitch or something or what. Anyway, no harm, no foul there. As 80% chance, it's probably kind of a no-brainer not to try to throw home. So 2-2 now. Scott being held on at first by Thornton. Here's the windup in the pitch to Hobson. Hobson comes in hitting .276 with 9 homers and 40 runs batted in. And strike 3. Hobson is punched out. So that's going to bring up top of the order Burleson. He flew out his first time up. And it's ground ball to Kuiper. Comes up with it over to Thornton for out number 3. The Red Sox do score 2, and after 2 full, it's tied at 2. Alright. So that'll bring up Rick Manning, the number 2 hitter. He fouled out his first time up. Hobson and Scott playing in for Manning. And it's going to be a ground ball to Remy. Scott gets back to the bag. Remy flips over to him for out number 1. Then we have Jody Grubb. He grounded out his first time up. And he's going to get a good one to hit here. And he gives this one a ride. It's going to go between Evans and Lynn all the way to the wall. In the gap, Lynn tracks it down. Grubb will hold at second with a stand-up double. So 1-out double for Grubb. That'll bring up Thornton, who walked his first time up. And he's going to line with the Burleson. Makes the grab. Grubb dives back into the bag. So let's check out some scores. Texas on top of Detroit, 2-0. Milwaukee ahead of the Yankees. So big series going on there between the Brewers and the Yankees. So first place Milwaukee on top, 2-0. Toronto in front of Baltimore, 4-1. Chicago shutting out Kansas City, 3-0. Seattle, Minnesota tied at 1. California blanking Oakland, 3-0. As Don Baylor has hit his 31st home run for the Angels. So Carbo up now. He flew up his first time up. Carbo with a chance to knock in the go-ahead run here. And he'll hit one to right. And we're going to throw for the lead runner definitely on this one. So 1-11 chance. So we're definitely going to try to get him out. And Grubb is going to be gunned down by Dwight Evans with his cannon arm there. So it keeps it a tie game. So Dwight Evans has saved numerous runs this season. That one is a big one there, because it keeps the score tied. And that'll end the inning for the Indians. So after 2.5, it's still tied at 2. So Jerry Remy had himself a bunt single his first time up. Bell and Thornton again playing in. And it's going to be off the... Not going to square around this time. He's going to ground one to Bell. Scoops it up over to first for out number 1. As Remy gets out by a step. Rice up now. He's into a force play his first time up. Gets a good one to hit here. And there we go. This one is going to go all the way into the gap. It's going to bounce around and head into the triangle. So that one took some weird hops there. And Jim Rice is going to be in the third with a triple. So Jim Rice had not hit many triples up until now. He hit 15 on the actual season. But now has... See if we can get a stat here on his triples he's hit so far. Yeah, he hit 15 on the actual season. So far... Not sure if they show triples in here. Yeah, here we go. He said, I think this includes the stats here. That was only his 4th triple of the season. So he probably won't get that mark. Unless he goes on a triple tear. So Jim Rice with a 1-out triple. So the go-ahead run 90 feet away with 1 down. For the captain, Kai Yastrzemski, who grounded out his first time up. And another range play by Alexander. See if we can get a wild pitch. That would score a run. And looks like it's a pop-up that he will probably get to. Yeah, I think he will make the catch for out number 2. So it'll be up to Carlton Fisk. He homered his first time up. Put the Red Sox on the board. His 15th homer of the season. And this is going to be off the 4 column. And Fisk gets the job done. A single up the middle. Rice trots home with the go-ahead run. And the Red Sox lead at 3-2 now. So that'll be at Fred Lynn, who singled his first time up. And it's going to be off the 3 column. And this ground ball to Kuiper. Over to Thornton. And that'll do it for the Red Sox. But Fisk gets his 2nd RBI of the day and puts the Red Sox on top 3-2 with an RBI single. That brings up Gary Alexander. It'll be Alexander, Bell, and Kuiper if anybody gets on Verizon against Torrez with his first lead of the day. Oh, and he's got to get a good one to hit here. And that one's hit a long way. Lynn makes the catch for out number 1. So Buddy Bell up now, walked his first time up. And strikes out swinging. So Torres with his 2nd K of the day. That'll bring him to Dwayne Kuiper. He reached on an error by Lynn, which would be a huge error. 2 runs came around the score. And this time he grounds out to Remy. Over to Scott. And that'll do it for Cleveland in the 4th. So Cleveland down in order. So after 3.5, it's the Red Sox 3 and the Indians 2. Evans will lead it off. Evans popped out his first time up. And he strikes out swinging. So Freisleben probably pitching his best outing of the season so far. So that'll bring up the boomer, George Scott. And an RBI single his first time up. And this time he'll draw a walk. So 1-out walk to the boomer. Thornton will hold him on. So that brings up Hosman. Strikeout victim his first time up. And he strikes out once again. Strike 3 swinging there. So Rick Burleson comes to the plate now, 0 for 2. And he's going to ground one to his counterpart. Throws across to Thornton. And that'll do it for the Red Sox in the 4th. So after 4 full, it's Boston 3 and Cleveland 2. Verizon will lead it off. He hit himself a 2-run single his first time up, both of those runs being unearned. But he still got the RBIs. And Lynn with another range check here. It's in front of it. And this time he makes a really great play. It's a rare play, I should say. Let's see what happens here. Nothing too rare about that. Guess that means the possibility of a rare play. I've had that happen a few times when that rare play never really was anything that exciting. So Hobson and Scott playing in for Norris. He's 0 for 2 on the day. And hits one to Scott. Takes it himself for out number 2. So Manning up now. Manning 0 for 2 on the day. And ground ball to Burleson. Over to Scott. And the Indians once again go in order in the 5th. So halfway through, it's Boston by a run. See if the Red Sox can add to the lead here. They'll have Remy, Rice, and Yastrzemski if anybody gets on. Fisk, who already has 2 runs batted in today. Remy had a bunt single in the 1st and grounded out in the 3rd. 1 for 2. And he'll get himself his 2nd hit of the day. So Remy reaches. And we're going to try another stolen base here. See if he can get a jump this time. Cannot get a good lead, surprisingly. Not sure why, but he just can't. So Rice up now. He's 1 for 2 with a triple. Oh, and Rice is going to get a good one to hit here. Can he hit his 33rd home run? We'll see. No, he does not, but he's going to get his 2nd triple of the day as this one goes to the wall. Comes motors around 2nd, throwing to 3rd, and he's in under the tag. So Rice, who only had 4 triples on the season, which was low for him, hits 2 today. And that'll score Remy for the 4th Red Sox run. Still nobody out. So the captain comes up 0 for 2. And Yastrzemski draws a walk as Alexander goes out to talk to Freisleben. So that'll bring up Fisk. He's 2 for 2 with a homer. Chance to add to the Red Sox lead here. And that's going to be it for Freisleben. As Paul Ruschel comes in, relief. So Ruschel comes in with a 2-2 record on the season with a 2.21 earned run average. 37 innings pitched, 36 hits allowed. 7 walks and 14 strikeouts, and has surrendered a home run. So here's the pitch to Fisk, and Fisk is going to get a good one to hit here. And Fisk is going to hit this one straight up the middle again. Rice comes around the score. And Yastrzemski makes his way to 3rd. So the Red Sox now up 5-2 on Fisk's RBI single, his 3rd RBI of the day. So Fisk with a perfect day still. Still nobody out. The Red Sox now lead 5-2. Freddie Lim comes up. 1 for 2 with a single. And he's going to hit that base hit to right. Yastrzemski comes in. And we're going to send Fisk to 3rd here. As they cut off the throw, holding Lynn at 1st. So another run comes in on a RBI single by Freddie Lynn. And it's a 6-2 game now. The runners at the corners. Evans 0 for 2 today. And he lines this one to Bell. Fisk barely gets back to the bag. As the infield is playing in. Down by 4 runs now. Check the scores again. Oh, the Yankees have tied the Brewers, and now 3-3 now. Texas still on top of Detroit 2-0. Baltimore and Toronto are tied at 4. Kansas City still being shut out by Chicago 3-0. Seattle, Minnesota tied at 1, and California ahead of Oakland 5-1. So the Boomer up now. He is 0 for 1 with a walk and an RBI. And he'll walk for the second time today. So that's going to load the bases for Butch Hobson. Butch Hobson was a strikeout victim twice against Freisleben. He's definitely happy to see somebody else on the hill. And that he won't see Ruschel as he gets replaced by Don Hood. So Don Hood, it looks like Burt Reynolds, Smokey and the Bandit. He comes in with a 6-7 record with a 4.01 earned run average, 114 innings pitched, 122 hits allowed, 52 walks and 51 strikeouts, and has surrendered 12 homers. So Hobson needs that 7 if he's going to get an RBI. And it's a straight back out of play. Back in the box. And that's going to be a ground ball to Reiser. This could be 2 over to second for 1, back to first. And they turn the double play. But the Red Sox put up a 3 spot and now lead it by 4, 6-2 as we head to the 6th. So a little breathing room for Torrez. He's pitched 71 pitches through 5 innings. Grubb will lead it off. He doubled his last time up, 1 for 2. And this time he's going to hit one to right. Evans backpedals quickly. It puts the glove up and makes the catch. So Andre Thornton 0 for 1 with a walk. And he's going to hit one to the opposite field. Evans is there. And 2 quick outs in the Cleveland 6th. Bernie Carbo singled his last time up, 1 for 2. Hey, Miss Meggs. Miss Meggs is coming to say hi here. Good girl. And that's going to be a fly ball to center. And Cleveland goes in order in the 6th. So after 5.5, it's the Red Sox by 4, 6-2. Hood back out there again in the 7th, at the bottom of the 6th. So that'll bring up Rick Burleson, top of the order. He's 0 for 3 today. And he'll on to Verizon. Range check on Verizon. Gets in front of it. And he'll make the play over to Thornton for out number 1. Oh, actually, he makes the grab, sorry. Alright. So he caught that one in the air. So Jeremy Remy having a good day, 2 for 3 with a run scored. And he'll fly out to Dorson right for out number 2. So Jim Rice up now. He's 2 for 3 with a couple of triples and an RBI. One was off of his card and one off of Freisleben. And that's going to be a ground ball to Kuiper. And that'll do it for the Red Sox as they go in order in the 6th. Yeah. Red Sox holding on to this lead pretty well, huh, Mr. Brody? Torrez is pitching a good game so far. He's only allowed 2 runs on 3 hits is what Mr. Brody is trying to say. Mr. Brody is very impressed with his outing so far. So Alexander up now. He's flown out twice today. And it's going to be a range check on Evans. He'll get there and make the play for out number 1. So 1 gone in the Cleveland 7th. Mr. Brody was saying he's getting ready the trivia question for the 7th inning stretch. He's got a good one, he said. So Buddy Bell up now. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. And strike 3. Let's call him third strike. Bell's not happy with that one, so Torrez gets his 3rd K of the day. We have Kuiper. Kuiper reached on an error in the 2nd. And Grounded out in the 4th. And he'll ground out again to Remy this time. And Cleveland goes in order. Let's check out the trivia question now. Alright. So 1964, name the pitcher who spoiled Koufax's bid for the 4 consecutive Cy Young Awards. I'm trying to think if they started giving out 2 awards yet. I think they didn't at the time, because that's... Let's see here. I'm just going to throw a guess up there. I'm going to throw up... Juan Marichal. That's my guess. Mr. Brody says he thinks it might be Whitey Ford, but I don't know. We'll see on that one. Actually, Miss Mag said that, because Mr. Brody does not have a guess, because he's the one who came up with the question. So let's check out the trivia question here. Who is the answer? Dean Chance of the Los Angeles Angels. So yes, it was when they only gave out 1 award. So Dean Chance spoiled Koufax's bid for 4 consecutive Cy Young Awards. Thank you for that question, Mr. Brody. That was kind of a tough one there. So Don Hood back on the hill again for this 3rd inning of work. It'll be Yastrzemski, Fisk, and Lynn. Yastrzemski 0 for 2 with a walk. And it's going to be a fly ball to center. Range check on Manning. Should make the play on this one. And he will put it away for out number 1. Ooh, it looks like he's going to dive for it. No, catches it on the dead run. Didn't even have to dive, so he's able to get to it. So it scores again. Detroit has put up a run now. Texas lead is still 3-1. Yankees and Brewers still tied at 3. Toronto leads Baltimore 5-4 now. Kansas City still being shut out by Chicago 3-0. Minnesota beating Seattle 5-1. California ahead of Oakland 7-3. Those are your scores from the American League. So Fisk having a fine day. He's been on base all 3 times. Well, he's hit a home run and a couple of singles and RBI in each one of those. So 3 runs batted in. Perfect 3 for 3. See if he can remain perfect. Could be. Let's see. Hood is a 3 range. So 1-3. He'll keep his perfect day. Nope. He gets in front of it. And makes the play over to Thornton for out number 2. So Fisk retired for the first time today. So 2 up and 2 down in the Red Sox 7th. And over at Freddie Lynn. Freddie Lynn having a good day today despite his error. 2 for 3 with an RBI. And it's going to be a ground ball to Verizon. Gets in front of it. And makes the play over to Thornton. The Red Sox go in order in the 7th. So after 7 full, the Red Sox still ahead by 4. And Torrez up to 90 pitches through 7, so he'll come out here for the 8th. Verizon 1 for 2 with a 2-run single. And fouls it off after Fisk's chest protector. Back in the box. And he'll swing and miss on the next pitch. Now 87 strikeouts on the season for Torrez and his 4th K of the day. So it brings up Jim Norris. Jim Norris hitless on the day. And he'll remain hitless as he flies out to Yastrzemski in left. Yastrzemski's been pretty quiet out there in left. Have not many balls hit to him today. Most of them hit to center with a few hit to right. So 2 down now in the Cleveland 8th. Brings up Rick Manning. Still in search of his first hit today, too. Ground one down the line to Hobson. Stabs it. Over to first. And Cleveland goes in order in the 8th. So Cleveland's 4-6 in their last 10 games. Boston, not sure what their record is in the last 10, but I thought they were going to say it here. That's why I was getting ready for it, but they did not. So Dwight Evans up to the plate now. He'll lead it off for the Red Sox in the home half of the 8th, as they just finished singing Sweet Caroline here at Fenway Park, a Fenway Park tradition. Mr. Brody likes to sing that too. So 0 for 3 is Evans today. Hood back out there for his 4th inning of work. And Evans will draw a leadoff walk, so Evans gets on the first time today. So to bring up the boomer, George Scott. He's been on base all 3 times today. Officially 1 for 1 with a couple of walks and RBI. And the boomer will be on with his 4th consecutive time on base. Let's see here. And we're going to hold Evans with nobody out. So to put runners on first and second with nobody out for Hobson. Hobson 0 for 3 today. And it looks like unless he can roll that 12, he'll be 0 for 4. Almost rolled that 12. Rolled an 11. This is going to be over to second. So it's going to be a 5-4-3 double play as Evans moves to third. So Burleson, an 0 for going today, 0 for 4. And he finally gets on. So to put runners at the corners for Jerry Remy. Doesn't seem to be any action in the Red Sox bullpen, so it looks like they're going to let Torrez come out there and try to get the complete game. So Remy up now. And he'll ground out to his counterpart. Flips over to Thornton. And the Red Sox are done in the 8th. No further damage. So Hood's done a good job in relief. So Torrez back out there for the 9th. 98 up to 98 pitches through 8. It'll be Grubb, Thornton, and Carbo if anybody gets on Alexander. So Grubb 1 for 3 with a double. And he's going to get a leadoff single. So there is some stirring in the Red Sox pen now. So Andre Thornton 0 for 2 with a run scored. Oh, and Thornton's going to get a hold of one here, and this one is gone. So Thornton hits his 20th home run, a 2-run shot, and it's a 6-4 game now. Looks a little bit more anticipation as in the Red Sox pen there. As Fisk goes out to talk to Torres, try to stall a little bit. Zimmerman comes out too. Go back to the dugout. Carbo 1 for 3 up now. And he'll ground out to Burleson for out number 1. So that brings up Gary Alexander. He's flown out 3 times today. And he'll draw the walk. A lot of K's on that card, but manages to find the K. Ooh, Buddy Bell. They're going to give Torrez one more batter here. He struck him out the last 2 times up. Oh. So that makes no sense. Yeah, no, it does. He's 0 for 2 with a run scored. And that's a ground ball to Remy. Only play is over to Scott. Alexander was off on the pitch. So 2 outs now for Dwayne Kuiper. Kuiper not a threat to hit a home run, so they're gonna Zimmer's gonna let him pitch to him. And this should do it. As he flies out to Evans. He's under it and makes his catch. So the Red Sox hold on and get the win 6-4. So Torres pitched an excellent game up until the 9th, where he did surrender a 2-run shot to Thornton, but they hold on and get the win. Well, let's check out the box score. So Torrez goes the distance, improves to 13-4 now. Only 2 of those runs by Torrez were actually earned because of the error by Lynn. So his ERA actually goes down to 3.04. So he's now 13-4. So 9 innings pitched, only 5 hits allowed, 4 runs, only 2 of them earned, 3 walks and 4 strikeouts, and that 1 home run to Thornton, his 30th of the season. Dave Freisleben only lasted 4 innings, 8 hits allowed, 6 runs, all of them earned, 2 walks and 3 strikeouts, and he started a home run to Carlton Fisk. His ERA now blooms even further up to 11 now, 11.10. Paul Russo came in and lost a third of it and giving up 2 hits and 1 walk. And Don Hood pitched excellently in relief. 3 2/3 innings pitched, allowed only 1 hit and 2 walks. So for the Red Sox, Rick Burleson, 0 for 4. Jerry Remy was 2 for 5 with a run scored. Jim Rice was 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored and RBI with a couple of triples. Yastrzemski, 1 for 3. Carlton Fisk, 3 for 4 with a run scored and 3 runs batted in. Fred Lynn, 2 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI. Dwight Evans, 0 for 3. George Scott, 2 for 2 with a run scored. With an RBI. I think he also walked once. Actually, I think he walked twice. Yep, George Scott walked twice, so he was on base all 4 times. And Butch Hobson was 0 for 4. For the Indians, Jim Norris, 0 for 4. Rick Manning, 0 for 4. Johnny Grubb, 2 for 4 with a run scored. Andre Thornton with a 2-run homer, 1 for 3. Also scored 2 runs. Bernie Carbo, 1 for 4 against his former team. Gary Alexander, 0 for 3. Buddy Bell, 0 for 3 with a run scored. Dwayne Kuiper, 0 for 4. And Tom Verizon, 1 for 3 with 2 runs batted in. So players of the game, or player of the game, I'm probably going to give it to Carlton Fisk. Jim Rice is a strong candidate with those 2 triples, but he only had 1 RBI. So he did score 2 runs. So I'm going to give it to Carlton Fisk with 3 runs batted in and a home run. So Carlton Fisk, player of the game, 3 for 4 with a home run, 3 runs batted in. Let's see who the computer picks, if they pick anybody. Let's see. Nope, they don't see any offensive guys mentioned for the Red Sox. Torrez would have been player of the game if he hadn't let up that home run to Thornton in the 9th there. Still pitched a fine game, though. But I think Torrez is a close runner up there for player of the game. So let's see. Let's check out the standings now. Find out what happened in the Milwaukee and the Yankees game. So let's see. Looks like Milwaukee held on and won there, so the Red Sox do not gain any ground on the Brew Crew. However, they are now just a half game behind the Yankees, as they did pick up a game on the Yankees. So the Red Sox 3 games behind Yankees, 2.5 games behind Milwaukee. So the Red Sox improved to 66-44. They're still 4 games behind their pace. They were 70-40 at this point in the season. Kansas City and California are tied for first place, as the Royals lost today, and the Angels won. So that is it. Let's check out the what's going to happen in Game 2 of the series. So I can check out the other scores here. Let's see. Oh, Kansas City all over Baltimore. So the Yankees shut out Milwaukee 1-0, so that's kind of good news for us, as we'll get closer to first place anyway. And let's find out who's going to be on the mound for the Red Sox today. It's going to be, good matchup here, as Rick Wise, the former Red Sox pitcher, is going to go up against Bill the Spaceman Lee. So that should be an interesting matchup there. So tune in for that for game number 111. So this has been Eric from Higher Ground Gaming, my co-host Mr. Brody and Miss Mags. Mr. Brody encourages you, if you haven't yet, to subscribe and like the videos. And Mr. Brody works very hard on these trivia questions and on the videos in general with his commentary. So if you like Mr. Brody, give us a like. And check out our other series, which many of which have Mr. Brody and Miss Mags co-hosting in. So thank you for joining us. So take care, God bless, and we'll see you in the next 1978 Red Sox replay from using Strat-o-matic Baseball 2017. So bye-bye now.